Bryan Kohberger case back in the Idaho courtroom as the defense team fights to throw out DNA evidence in the case. Kana Whitworth has the story. Good morning, Kana.
Yeah, George, good morning. As you well know, there are still so many questions in this case, and we heard for the first time in years more of what a surviving roommate says she saw and heard the night her friends were murdered. And Kohberger's lawyers are using her account to help paint this investigation as unjustified and mishandled. This morning, stunning revelations in a Boise courtroom as Bryan Kohberger's defense team tries to paint the investigation as flawed and shrouded in secrecy in an effort to get key evidence thrown out.
This is a situation where this identification was done in complete secret behind closed doors.
The former PhD student accused of stabbing 4 University of Idaho students to death in an off-campus home, while his lead defense attorney, Ann Taylor, reveals details of a surviving roommate's interview with authorities in the aftermath of the gruesome quadruple homicide.
There are 2 references to not remembering. A couple of days later, there's the 3rd interview, and there's references to not remembering, being drunk, a statement, I don't know any of it. Like half this stuff, I don't know if it's a dream or if it's real. And credibility is really, really important when that person is relied on in the investigation.
Taylor added the roommate told police she had been drinking and that she also heard one of the victims come up and down the stairs during the time of the attack.
They know that fact is wrong.
Taylor says that information was never provided to the judge at the time, laying the groundwork for her to question the beginning of the investigation and collection of evidence, including DNA that authorities say was found on the button snap of a knife sheath at the crime scene. Authorities using investigative genetic genealogy to link Kohberger to the crime, a tactic Taylor has long argued is flawed.
Investigative genetic genealogy, or IgG, is the process by which law enforcement will take a sample of DNA and initially probably run it through what's called CODIS, a federal criminal database. But if there's no hit there, then law enforcement can take that DNA to a genetic genealogy database and see if they can take information from that database to see if that sample is related to someone.
Kohberger's DNA was later matched to trash pulled from the Pennsylvania neighborhood where he was with his parents when arrested. Kohberger's lawyers, who say he is innocent, accuse the FBI of not having a warrant to work with the trash collection company.
I think it is different when you have the FBI telling the trash man what to do.
An individual has no expectation of privacy as to what they throw out into the trash. And so law enforcement wouldn't need to get a warrant to check what they call as an abandonment sample.
The prosecution saying no rights were violated and that they relayed the evidence based on what they knew at the time.
And there is nothing obtained that was obtained in violation of any of the defendant's constitutional rights. The defendant has wholly failed to establish a single false statement or omission without which the magistrate would not have found probable cause.
The proceedings private for most of the first day, cameras turned back on briefly, and the family of Kaylee Gonzalez forced to watch a live stream in the courthouse. Now, we think we will learn a lot more because those hearings continue today. The Gonzalez family hoping they might be allowed into the courtroom today. And keep in mind, guys, this trial is still slated to start in August, guys.
So many eyes there. All right, Kana, thank you.